This is Roxanne Grinage. I'm founder of an internet practicing administrative services company called HireLyrics.org. In the trenches, qualified contribution, administrative solutions for traditionally systemized administrative challenges, administrative formulas for permanently successful U.S. economic recovery plans and budget implementation do exist. Two-way accountability, work ethic, synergy intent are measurable for impacting revenues and quality of life. This is how the worldwide population of disadvantaged creator member are being attacked and taking a loss from mechanized attacks by traditional processes and industries that are mechanized. Once recognized that they are under attack in the various industries and so on, education, litigation, entertainment, technology, communities, 12-step recovery, synergy and intent, and now very prevalent is the bot-driven, traffic dependent advertising, quote-unquote, partnerships by the big advertising icons internet that are cornering the internet market and luring the worldwide population of disadvantaged creator with a compensable work product contribution. They are being lured in with the promise of being able to be revenue sharing partners on that if they allow ads to be presented and get a portion of some of the revenues generated from those ads based on their bringing in their networking, social networking environment they have, that their fans and so on are attracted to them, coming into their chat rooms, coming onto their web pages and so on. And the huge bot-driven, they're not even managed by a human being, they're managed by a robot, spiders and so on, and they are actually sucking and utilizing and draining the contribution of the creator or the artist, the performer, the comedian, or whoever is trying to or the journalist, whoever is trying to function in these huge arenas of Google, YouTube, and so on. And they are, without accountability, smashing them by just taking their pages down and shutting them down after they become aware of the driven traffic that the creator actually attracted to them. They become aware of their community and they are cannibalizing. They're actually consuming the creators, pointing the direction of where their consumers are. In other words, there's like directing traffic. They actually use the creator, the performer, the artist, whoever is actually believing in the quote-unquote partnership agreement that they can make more money through a revenue sharing if they get more click-throughs and more traffic. So they go to the people, their friends. They build a friendship community. They build a community of collaborators. And those collaborators are when they're not needed anymore because the creator let the Google, the big bots know about this community and who these people are, where their traffic is coming from, their attendees in their chat rooms and their groups and so on, blog TV and so on. When they know who they are, they don't need the creator anymore, so they shut them down with no explanation or anything, and or they'll say something vague like you pose a threat to us, our company name and everything, but they won't say what the threat is, and the threat is actually a revenue threat. They don't want to share. They want to take without giving back fairly. And HireLyrics' purpose, whole mission and purpose is fair recognition, fair compensation. It's not all right to pay somebody a few cents or a few dollars anymore and then rob them of their dignity of human spirit and their self-respect. Okay, so this is how creators hit in our schematics. This is going back to the beginning, right? This is of HireLyrics, where we had these realizations and learning and it was the worldwide population of disadvantaged creators that gave this to us, okay? This is one of the headings in our schematics. Change the way you think about what a work product is. You have to change your outlooks to recognize that you are in a competition. Everybody knows, like, we go around all the time, competitive process. Yeah, industries are competitive. Capitalism is competitive. The economy is competitive. Yeah, you got to get a job. You got to survive. Yeah. But we don't really know what that means. When we say that we don't appreciate, we know what it means, but we don't appreciate that a competition isn't somebody going to open the door for you and be all polite and accommodating. A competition is a fight. Okay, a competition is a fight for your survival, especially if it's in a way that you're trying to earn your living and take care of your family. You are literally fighting for your survival and the survival of your family, and you can't expect for someone to share your agenda. The people that you're in competition with, and now entities with the internet technology, you're in competition with entities, not even other human beings. So human beings have to find each other with a common interest, with a common ground, a common objective, and stop expecting that the machine or your enemy, quote unquote enemy in the competition, who you're competing against, these entities, have your best interest in mind. They have their own agenda. So if somebody told me that I had an enemy, right, that was trying to take me out of here, take my family and my ability to educate my kids and raise and feed my kids and my grandkids, the first thing I would want to know is everything about my enemy. I would want to know all their strengths. I would want to know how they pose a threat to me, and I would want to know their weaknesses, so that when I recognize where they're vulnerable, I can take advantage of that. You know, so that's called discovery, and that's nothing new, all right? Litigation industry been doing that since litigation industry been existing, okay? So we can do this for ourselves, we being the worldwide population of disadvantaged creators. The disadvantage is not always an economic one. I don't care if you have millions of dollars, you're a disadvantaged creator if you do not influence the processes and industries that consume your contribution. All right, and my best example for that is Michael Jackson and his claims that Sony robbed him of his masters and everything. All the money that Michael Jackson has, if those claims are true, that Sony deliberately impeded his record sales, that means that he contributed something of value into an industry, the entertainment industry, and the publishing industry, the recording industry, that he didn't have control over or influence what the heck happened to it. That makes him disadvantaged. Okay, so we are disadvantaged. It doesn't matter. Stop looking at money as to determine what the advantage or the disadvantage is. Look at entities and look at agendas. You are in a fight, and if you are making your living, if you are choosing to make your living through these click-through boxes and traffic-driven and bot-driven processes and ad processes, you need to recognize that they don't care whether or not you're able to feed your family. They don't care whether or not you're able to live indoors. They don't care, right? They have a different agenda, and their priorities are different, and you need to understand what those priorities are so that you can go get help from those people who share a common interest with you, other creators, where you can find ways and means to employ each other and benefit from each other's positioning, learning, and resources. It's not always money. Money's one resource. That's one form of credit, all right? Ducats, credits, like you feed in to energize us. But we have other resources, and our time, and our learning, and our thinking, and our demeanors, who we are, our characters, whether or not we're integrous, whether or not we're trustworthy, whether or not we're going to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do it, and whether or not we are passionate about making this world a better place and how we found it. You know, that we're not self-centered and we do think about other people before ourselves reflexively. Not because somebody set us down and told us to, but because it's the right thing to do. So let me read this. Change the way you think about what a work product is. Oh, and please go to www.HireLyrics.org, HireLyrics.org, and download this. We merged the schematics up to 5 years with what we sent to with the managed service list of President Obama's administration, 15-member executive officers and staff in the White House, telling them about these qualified contributions coming out from in the trenches Americans that have yet to be heard from by those people making decisions about what happens to us, and they're making decisions about sending stimulus money our way, but we're trying to let them know it ain't never going to reach us. It's not even going to get here unless they recognize the blocks to the in the trenches Americans, which the worldwide population of disadvantaged creators make up a huge portion of Americans. And we're asking to please, quote, do not continue to ignore the worldwide population of disadvantaged creators, because we are not amongst the cliquish media, political, and evangelical partnership icons who occupy traditional positions unfairly, unquote.